And on his way to the stands, the reigning champ, Mac. The whole crowd cheering and shit. We're rolling, man. Sitting here with Nate the Great, a badass motherfucker from Vegas. You're coming down, back in town for the holidays. You just came back from California, man. Tell us about that trip a little bit.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Just came back from a state championship. Got All-American once again. Back here in Vegas to do work some more. How about you, man? How you doing? How's your day going?
I'm doing good. Took me a little power nap before you came.
Yeah.
I was exhausted, man. I'm not old. I'm 28 years old, but god damn it, I'm getting a little fucking tired right now. You know, being a single parent, you got to wrap the presents. You got to put up the tree. Yeah. I still got to work. I still got to do the podcast. I still got to hit the gym.
Yeah.
So, you know, just life.
Yeah, 2 days.
Fucking
2 days.
tired, man. Got to get them naps in.
Yeah, man.
I'm a big advocate on naps. I feel like you take a little 20-minute power nap here, 30-minute there, you can be fucking good to go. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
yes,
All-American. You said All-American again. Again, tell me, I guess, like where your journey began in wrestling, man. How'd you get started?
Man, so, you know, it all started back at Liberty High School. With that saying, I was actually just playing football. And then one day after practice, you know, I just saw a bunch of kids scrapping in the room. And I was like, you know, let me try that out. So, you know, the coach was like, are you sure you want to try that out? Like, these kids could hurt you. And then they had this this game called King of the Hill. So basically you just do takedown after takedown.
And whoever could stay on the mat the longest.
Whoever could stay on the mat for the longest.
That fucking tiring, bro.
Yeah. I didn't know how to wrestle. I did not know at all. All I knew was how to scrap, of course.
You were in shape.
Yeah. So I just didn't let them take me down. I just took down one after one after one. And then coach was like, yeah, you're on the team. Like, it's crazy.
I don't know if you thought about wrestling before, but goddamn it, you're doing it now, son. We need you.
Yeah, man.
You said that was at Liberty, freshman year, I'm assuming?
Freshman year. So that was like 2015, I believe. Yes, sir.
I'm guessing you had some natural talent, or did it all come from just hard work?
I would say a little bit of both, man. Of course, it's natural talent because, you know, of course, like, you know, I go into a room and beat a bunch of people is crazy, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it was hard work put into it also. Yeah. So, you know, with wrestling, you know, you can't just have talent. You have to have hard work with it, or else you ain't gonna make it up there, you know?
Yeah, no, straight up. I've always said wrestling is one of the most exhausting things I've ever done in my life. Mm-hmm. To grab somebody and try to hold them down fucking sucks. Mm-hmm. And when you're tired from your head to your toes, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. I remember playing high school football, and then I tried to wrestle. And I went to the first practice, and I said, holy shit, their fucking conditioning is way different.
Did you wrestle in shoes? Like wrestling shoes? Or did you wrestle like with just your socks?
Shoes.
Oh, with your shoes?
Yeah, man. And I was not in good shape in high school, bro. I was like, I was nowhere near like the athlete that I am now in high school. It came late for me.
Man.
And I remember we started with a first thing was a mile run. And I'm struggling with the mile run. And then you do your sprints. Then you do your wall sits. And it's like, oh, shit, now we're going to the wrestling room. Then you go in there, it gets all hot and foggy. You can't see shit. It's all stinky and sweaty and shit. You got a bunch of filthy-ass high school boys just in there hugging each other.
It's a man's sport, man. It's a man's sport.
Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah, it is. And I didn't understand the importance of wrestling until I started doing MMA. I'm like, man, you got to know how to wrestle. Like, if you are at a disadvantage standing, and you're going to have to take this motherfucker to the ground somehow. Right. You're not always going to be able to accidentally sneak punch somebody and then take them to the ground. You're going to have to learn some single legs and some double legs and shit.
Absolutely.
All right, so 9th grade, you go try out, wreck some dudes that were on the team. Coach says we need you. Then what?
So, you know, from there, you know, they took me on to varsity, and I helped out this dude.
Varsity, freshman year?
Yeah.
God damn. Oh, yeah.
But of course, I did a couple JV tournaments and all. But the main thing that they wanted me to do was help this kid named Jeremy Sadeo. He was a 170-pounder. And they knew that I wasn't ready for state yet. Like, they knew I had the potential, though.
So this was the guy that you're going to help him, but inadvertently he was going to help you as well.
Yeah, I had to play, you know, the punching bag for a little bit, but I was like the punching bag that was going to punch back, of course.
Hey, it's not always wrong being the punching bag. I was the punching bag too, and the experience that you get from it is fucking outstanding.
I'm telling you,
if you could weather the storm.
It's nothing but knowledge. It's nothing but knowledge that comes with it. So basically, they just had me come in and help him, so that way he could win the state title. And then after that, I just kind of took off. After that year, I was like,
Did he win?
No, he didn't win. He got regionals. He was a champion at regionals, but then he just placed at state, I believe. Yeah, so he placed third, I believe.
Yeah, fucking good too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yeah, I remember everybody on that team, man. It's just real crazy because seeing how far I came, I never thought I would be a 2-time state champ and 2-time All-American today. I'm glad to be that punching bag, man.
Yeah,
it's
fuck
crazy.
yeah. I mean, it definitely has paid dividends so far. Like, I do got a bunch of questions. One that popped into my head was injuries. Have you dealt with any injuries while wrestling?
Man,
are you ever healthy?
I just go in without thinking about my body. I just go in like, okay, I have to go in and I have to dominate. I have to conquer. Like that's how you got to think when you're on the mat, because the other dude's trying to kill you, of course.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, like let's do it. So I don't really think about my body like that. But man, I've twisted fingers. This shoulder was injured my junior year. I just broke this one. Just dislocated this one this season. And I came in with only one arm for state. I twisted my ankle the same year as the shoulder too, junior year. And yeah, that's from wrestling. From wrestling standpoint, those are pretty much all the injuries, man.
Yeah, man, it's a grueling sport for sure. You're constantly tugging and pulling and grinding for sure. And even the warm up drills and shit are taxing on the body. Man.
Shout out to Chris McCarty also. He's all the way in California, but his warm-ups is fucking insane. His warm-ups is crazy, man. If you ever had a chance, man, go look him up. He's an amazing
I gotta
coach.
get a workout in with you, man, while you're in town.
Man, I'm telling you.
100% gotta get a workout.
I'm gonna just copycat his workouts. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. His the first 5 minutes will just have you drenching full of sweat, and it's not even hot in the room yet. It's just it's kind of crazy how his cycle just works, and you lose 5-6 pounds off the rip.
God damn.
Yeah, man.
Hey, crazy. That's another thing. Like when it comes to wrestlers or fighters, for that matter, your guys' idea of weight is way different from most people.
Yeah.
You could be walking around at 185, but you're like, yeah, my walking around weight is 185, but I wrestle at 155.
Yep.
And then I usually, the week before my match, I'm sitting around at 175, 170. Then I'll cut the last 15 pounds night before or whatever.
Man, I'm telling you, the weight cut is kind of crazy. Me, I was kind of blessed with a fast metabolism, so I didn't really have that problem as much as others. Me, I would say about 7-8 pounds at the most is what I had to cut.
Okay.
But other kids on my team, my brothers Wetzel and Tom, they cut 15 pounds, 2-3 days before, and it's sick, man. The way that they do it, I know that they drink Dr. Peppers and stuff, and they just go crazy. They don't even eat healthy, you know what I mean? They'll come in the next day tearing people up, and and then they'll be like, I'm dead, they're drained.
Yeah, I have nothing left to give. Yeah. I got to rehydrate.
Yeah, once the tournament's over, they're like, okay, let's get some food, and then they'll sleep the rest of the day. It's kind of crazy, man. The weight cut's crazy.
Tell me about what's a regular season look like for you? What is your day to day? You're going to college. You also wrestle.
Yeah, man. So going to college too. Same with that. So basically, you just wake up. For me, I chose to do online school, so that way it'll be easier. Fun tip, great tip actually is if you're good at online school, do the ones with asynchronous, because the asynchronous ones
do it on your own time.
You do it on your own time. So with that saying, basically I used to just wake up, get some homework done, clean the room, eat some breakfast, brush your teeth, shower, this and that. I'm out the door. Then after that, I'm going to a tutor, see if any classes that I need help on, of course. After that, I'm already on the track. I'm running. By the time that's over with, you kind of have a time to just relax. So I would just hang out at the school, kind of. Just hang out at the school, make sure.
Do you get massages or anything like that from the school?
Or therapy? Yeah, I say from therapy. So mostly back to the shoulder. Man, they was working on me like crazy this year, man. This woman named Alva Salcido, I think her name is. She's one of the head trainers at Mousac. She worked on me. She did magic on me. Like, the arm was feeling fine in just like 4 weeks, I believe. It was like 4 weeks, and then I was already back in the room training. And of course it didn't feel good. Like, shoulder dislocation takes like 6 months. It takes like 6 months to heal.
I've had shoulder surgery before, so I know a little bit.
Yeah, man, it really does hurt. Like, it's probably one of the most painful injuries I probably had, but you know, gotta be a tough cookie, you know. So
yeah, man. How do you? I'm sure you have been through matches plenty of times over where you're hurt, you're feeling it, you probably wanted to quit. How do you put that pain behind you, show no emotion, show no pain on your face, and still go out there and get the job done?
So I'll tell you this story. So the way that this happened,
I like stories.
Yeah. So, man, it was just me. I was just on one side of the bracket. They have the top guys in the state. They had me at I was at number 1. They had the number 2 guy, and the number 2 guy actually beat me in the beginning of the season. He's actually the only guy that really beat me. And then, you know, this kid just came out the cut from Modesto. He was doing great. He threw him on his back, you know, got some points. He got the win. And then me, I was on the other side of the bracket. I cradled my kid. And then after that, we met in the finals. And, you know, shake hands, we're wrestling. We're getting after it. Off the rip, he slams me right on my shoulder. So I don't feel anything. I roll him over onto his back. I'm almost about to pin him, right? But they call it an illegal slam, even though that he's on his back, so I don't get no back points, no nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, where's my back points? And they're like, no, it's an illegal slam. I was like, okay. So then we get back set neutral. We wrestle
pain
again.
Started shooting.
Just a little bit. It started burning. I was like, what? Like, what is this? So I'm just wrestling through it, and it's getting more painful and painful. I'm like, okay, I got to go a different way. You have to find different ways to win. Not everybody is you're not going to be everybody the same way. You have to find different ways there's always a way. There's always a way. You have to control the outcome, right? So me, what I did is that I just threw a bunch of fakes, just let time slip. And then, you know, once the time was open, I saw a shot was there, and I got it, right? Time was up. It was third period, and I chose bottom, I believe. Or was it second period? No, it was third. I chose bottom. So I got on the bottom. I stood up, and he slammed me right on my shoulder again. And I stopped the match. I was like, wait. And I was like, dude, like, he got me good. And then my coach was all like, you good? Like, you want me to pull you out? I was like, no, I'm not. I ain't no bitch. Like, let's do this. So I'm like, I'm just good. I just need a breather. Boom. I'm back on the mat. The person, they get to choose the optional start or anything if you stop the time, because that makes it look like you're stalling, right? So he chose bottom, right? So I'm riding him for a little bit. He gets up, gets his escape. And then after that, you know, we're wrestling again. I'm fainting. I'm just moving around. And then, you know, he's shooting. There's like 30 seconds left on the clock. I skipped some parts of the story. Like, I put him on his back again. Then it was like 9-1. But, you know, fast forward. I'm faking. He's trying to shoot. He's trying to get to me. And next thing you know, I put my arm out like this, and he shot again, and I stopped it. And then it just came out, and I just started screaming, ah. And then I went down on one knee, and my coach was all like, go on your back. And I was like, fuck no, I'm not going on my back. And I tell him, I said, put it back in. And then there was no trainer around at the moment. They're like, the trainers were coming, but me, I was like, I have to do it myself. So I'm over there just trying to put it back in, like, walk. And then everybody's looking at me like, don't do that. Like, no, don't do that. And I'm like, put it back in. It hurt. Like, I'm over here screaming like, this shit hurt. Put it back in. And then the dude comes over, the trainer, and he's like, look, man, breathe. And he was like, on three. And I was like, Boot, just do it. And he pops it in with his 2 thumbs. He just goes all the way up. I swear that pain was crazy. I was like, my eyes got... Did the
pain relieve after he popped it back in?
Oh, no. Definitely not. My eyes got big, and I just went, I'm good. Let's do this. And then my coach was all like, nah, we need you for state, dude. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, like, that's it. Pull out. And I was like, I'm not going to let him win. Nah, like, fuck that. Let's do this. And he was like, no, Nate. And he looked at me like eye to eye, like, you're done. Like, wait till state. You're done.
Yeah.
And I was hot. I went to the locker room, mad, furious, punching the locker or whatever, blah, 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 you know, got to get it over with, right? Yeah. I came out and I understood my coach, because my coach sees the bigger picture. This is just another tournament. It's just practice at the end of the day. So, yeah, man, that's fighting through that pain overall, like I said, you do have to find a way. You do have to find a way, and I believe that, other than the injury happening, I was winning because I found a way I tried my best to avoid that shoulder contact. So, yeah, man, it was pretty good.
Man, that shit is crazy.
Yeah, man.
Me sitting here, I do my little training, but if my arm hurts, I stay my ass home. It's like I don't have to do that. Mm-hmm. I have so much respect for any people in contact sports that can fight through injuries. Not saying I can't, but anybody that, like, who was it recently? Kendricks, I think, for the Bengals. He has a broken wrist, and he's playing through a broken wrist like that right now. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, you got me fucked up. I already got paid. I'll sit my little week or two out, come back for the playoffs and fuck shit up. Mm-hmm. He's like, nope. Slap a cast on that thing or wrap it up, whatever you need to do, and I'm about to go out there with my brothers and fight. Mm-hmm. Respect. Now, if that wrist is still working when you're 45, we're going to see, but that shit is hard as fuck. I see a lot of the homies at the gym. I ask them, hey, I know your body is hurting. How do you get through on a day-to-day? And they're like, well, shit, if my right arm hurts,
the left arm works.
Or, I'm doing jiu-jitsu today. It looks like I'm not punching.
There's a way.
Or I guess we're only kicking today. There's always something you could be doing. And I guess when your job is to wrestle, if your job is to fight, you're going to find ways around it.
There's a way. There's always a way. There's always a way to work, man. What's that saying? After the injury, you guys, this one, I would FaceTime her sometimes. What I would do, right, is straight bike. I would just be on the bike just like this all day, every day.
Stationary bike, or are you out and about?
Stationary. Yeah, stationary bike. And I would be with the trainers, one of the two. I was never missing a day. Not a day off. Not even Sunday. Just every single day working, hoping I would get back into the season, which I did, of course. God bless.
Then when it was time to go, you were ready to go because you stayed in shape. How far were you biking? What was your tempo on the bike? Was it heavy resistance, or was it heavy speed?
Heavy speed, so 30 on, 30 off. So basically that is just 30 hard sprints,
that fucking
30
sucks.
seconds
How long
off.
were you doing? Like, how many intervals?
7 minutes is a match. Ooh. So we will go 10 minutes. So 30 on, 30 off, 30 on, 30 off. And then our Coach McCarty, man, I'm telling you, he would shrink it. He'll go 30 on, 20 off, 30 on, 15 off. And then I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Like, but after that, he told me, he was like, so your left arm works, huh? Say, yeah, come pick up this 80-pound ball. Or no, it was 50. Mm-hmm. He didn't let me do the 80 because of my arm, but 50. So I'll just be here, just doing this, trying to carry it over my shoulder across the wrestling room. I have thousands of stories about it, man. It's this year was different for sure.
It's your way learning how to navigate through whatever whatever life throws at you.
Yeah, man.
Because you're a wrestler, bro. It's never going to be just sunshine and rainbows. It's never just going to be a perfect day. Yeah, right. I feel like you have to train as if you're not going to be 100%. Mm-hmm. Because your knees is probably always hurting. Your neck is fucked up. Your shoulder's fucked up. Mm-hmm. Like you said before, I twisted a finger today. There's always going to be something that's fucking bothering you.
Always. You just gotta man up.
Yeah.
I think what the sport teaches you is that, it teaches you how to be a man, in all honesty, And even from women's wrestling also, it teaches you how to be independent. Like, this sport, or any sport really, it teaches you how to, carry yourself on throughout life. Mm-hmm. It teaches you something, later on when the season's over with, how are you going to treat yourself from now on? How are you going to treat yourself? And, I'm blessed to, be here with you right now. You know what I mean?
Shit, so, you and me both, man. So I can hear these fucking crazy ass stories of popping shoulders in during matches and shit. Yeah, so what's run through a training session with me. I want to know how do you get in shape? How do you stay ready to go All-American?
So, man, I'll tell you this. Beginning of the season, there's like 70 kids in a room, or 60. Like 60 or 70 kids in a room, right? At the end of the season, I believe that picture that I posted a couple days later after state, it was like only in the 20s or 15, like something around that. It's just so crazy how many kids quit because of that mentality.
Because of the grind.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's insane. you know, the kids think that, you know, they're coming all fun and games and they're coming this and that. But, you know, what they don't understand is that people are coming in here trying to fix their lives. People are in here trying to get a championship. And people are in here, you know, just trying to get their grades straight. You know what I mean? And those things right there keep them driving. But if you come in there for fun, just for fun, I'm like, you know, not many of those fun people last. You know, it's only a few of them that, you know, that really just do it for fun, you know.
What do you do it for?
Me? Kind of all of it, everything that I said. So with me, you know, in all honesty, I love this thing, you know what I mean? I forced myself to love it. First, I hated it. Like freshman year, sophomore year. Yeah. So freshman year, sophomore year, I don't like this, man. Like body on body contact, I don't like that. But then I started loving it. And then I started noticing that it's getting me out of trouble, of course. It's getting my grades straight. You know, it's literally changing my life. It's making me actually make a career of myself. But the only negative thing that I would say about wrestling, right, is that I'm only stuck on wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
do you think
I got to have a backup plan, of course.
Can you do anything else?
Yes.
And still have the same success that you have in wrestling?
I believe I can.
Yeah.
Yes. I just think that it would be in a more difficult way. You know what I mean? But wrestling, you know, what that done is that it gives me an easier way. Like, it makes me look at things more clear. But, you know, if, let's say it didn't exist, I honestly believe it would be a little more difficult, you know, to find another passion. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's a...
Speaking of finding another passion, would you ever want to continue the MMA route after college? Yeah,
so that's my plan. So after these 2 years, for whatever school I go to, you know, after those 2 years, UFC is the goal. You know, I gotta start taking life a little bit more dominant. You know, each and every day. I mean, I am right now, of course, but it has to be more dominant than dominant, because when you're in the UFC, you know, you're dealing with killers, somebody that actually wants to rip your face off.
Shit, way before the UFC.
Yeah, even
you got all these other promotions. Yeah, there's some motherfucking dogs that were tough enough. Shout out to Coconut Bombs, my dog Maki, man. He's out there throwing and slinging them things. Tough enough. Yeah, man. There's a lot of killers out there. There's a lot of killers, but there's not a lot of two-time All-American wrestlers. There's not too many people that have your pedigree in wrestling, and having a really, really good wrestling background is one hell of a foundation to have in MMA.
Yeah, man.
So, and you said that you were at a boxing gym before. Were you actually boxing there, or were you taking like wrestling classes at the boxing gym?
I was just training there, you know, just staying in shape. Shout out to Dewey Cooper, and shout out to HI Boxing also. So those are the two gyms that I went to. You know, HI Boxing, which is mainly boxing, and then Dewey Cooper's gym was kickboxing, and they had wrestling too, but it was like kind of small. You know, it wasn't really as focused as kickboxing was. You know, but yeah, they got me right over there, and they got some killers. Like I said, you know, like Twilight Timmy, he's a killer for sure. You know, and Dewey Cooper, he works with Francis Ngannou, and he has all types of UFC fighters going there, like Cody Garbrandt. A whole bunch of boxers too. I can't name them off the top of my head, but if you went there yourself, like, man, you could tell, like, this dude's a real deal for sure. So yeah, and they got me ready for, you know, I gotta thank them also, you know, because I wouldn't be the man that I am today without them, you know, helping me get to that point in my journey. So yeah, man,
kind of showing you some type of foundation on your way up.
Yeah,
man. Shout out to them. That's pretty exciting, man. I'm a real big fan of MMA. Trained down at Extreme Couture, so I see a lot of these badass motherfuckers on a day-to-day basis, and I get to see how they move and how they operate and how they train, and it's very admiring. You know, fighting is different. Mixed martial arts is just different. You put your body through the ringer on a day-to-day. You know, a lot of us, like myself, that have desk jobs where we sit around and not do much. Yeah, we use our bodies, but we're not getting punched in the face. We're not getting slammed on our fucking heads. You know, we're not doing running 100 miles a week or anything like that. We're not taxing our body down. And watching these guys do that every single day, even when they're fucked up, it's like, holy shit, man. How do you not respect that?
You get used to it. In all honesty, you get used to it. I could say that
the grind is fun too.
Yeah, it's fun, but you know, there is such thing as overtraining. There is, you know, and
what athlete or what fighter or wrestler do you know that's not overtraining? Not any of the successful ones. Everybody's overtraining.
Yeah. You don't see Jordan Burroughs, not taking the day off. Like you don't see nobody doing that like that. Overtraining, man, it's kind of like you have to do it, or else you just you're gonna be in the same place.
Yeah, people are gonna talk shit because like you could overtrain, but if you're not overtraining and you're actually taking care of your body correctly, there's going to be coaches or your peers saying, man, what's so-and-so doing? I bet you so-and-so is training right now.
Exactly.
So it's the catch-22 of, like, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm. Like, man, like I could say, like, another one, some of my boys down in Mausac, I could say that, there's this one kid, that was actually more in the room more than me. And I didn't think I could find nobody else in the room, that works crazy just like me or as hard as me. This kid named David Science, he's a 133 pounder on our team. Just another cool story about, just another kid, that's out there, trying to get his hustle on too. Mm-hmm. This kid literally sticks with God, sticks with school, sticks with wrestling, literally does that. Those three every day. Nothing else. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He doesn't do anything else. He doesn't party, he doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do nothing. He is straight Kobe to wrestling, right? He's raw. And, these are the downsides to wrestling, man. So I would work with this dude every single day, even Sundays. Sundays, everybody takes off, right? Mm-hmm. We're in the room working in the morning. It's kind of crazy because at the end of it, I got All-American and he got second place in wrestling game. I'm starting to learn that you could work as hard as all you want, but you got to have knowledge with it too. Mm-hmm. And it's just crazy because I still think that, like, man, I got crazy knowledge with this. But at the same time, I know that me and him were like, we have more to learn. We have more to learn. It doesn't matter how many years you came down, there's always something to learn, right? So, like,
And you need a crazy-ass training partner too. Mm-hmm. It's people that are in your place, you guys don't need anybody to push you. But when you have somebody that's on that equal playing field with the same mindset, it only fucking increases the drive in both people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I never thought I needed somebody to motivate me to keep going. And at this point in my life, most of my friends, they go to the gym and lift some weights, slang and bang, nothing too crazy. Mm-hmm. But nobody's doing the weird, crazy shit that I'm doing when it comes to training. So I don't really have too many people other than the motherfuckers that are at the gym fighting. Mm-hmm. It seems like all the fighters are the ones that are going through the ringer, I guess, because that's what their job is. It's like, we got to be in shape.
Right.
So when you have somebody to push you on the days that you don't want to go, that's when you make your gains.
Those are the days, man. So you know how that feels, huh?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You'll get to know me over time, bro. All I do is train and go hard as fuck to my damn self.
Man.
And lately, my cousin, he asked me, he's like, what's your motivation? Why are you still doing this? Mm-hmm. I said, because I want to be ready. That's it.
Man. Gotta be ready, man.
Yep. Stay ready, so I don't gotta get ready.
There's a quote, a few quotes from the same person. He works with Dewey Cooper. His name's Big D. So basically what he says is, you're not training for that person that you're going against next week or the next day. You're training for that big Russian that you're going to see in the cage a couple years from now. So, and I started thinking about that. I was like, you know what? You own
That's
something.
Some real shit. Yeah.
Like I was like, that's crazy because I'm not thinking that far. I'm only thinking about, okay, who's this dude? Who's this dude? Who's this dude? I'm thinking more of steps, but he's thinking in the long run, like, because you're gonna make it. He's putting motivation in me, saying like, you're going to make it. So I was like, man, you got a point. And then he also said, this quote is my favorite from him. He said, "There is no glory in fighting the weak." What is it called? Here, I have to pull it up, man. It's crazy. It's let's see what he says. So he says, warriors want a worthy opponent. There is no glory in fighting the weak. That's what it is. Mm-hmm.
You got to test your skills.
Yeah.
What the fuck have I been putting all this work in for?
And it's crazy that he just posted that because when I saw that post,
it resonated with you.
Yeah, because that was the moment where I wanted to go 184. Mm-hmm. And 184, you know, no disrespect.
Where you at right now?
197. That's the weight class.
You look like you're a big motherfucker, that's for sure. You look 197.
Yeah, so man, everybody
you
says
walking
that.
up my driveway, I was like, God damn, this dude's a lot bigger than I thought he was gonna be.
Yeah, man, that's what everybody says, man. Everybody says that. It's because I'm tall. I think it's just because I'm tall. But you know, 2 weeks before state, I was thinking like maybe I should go 184 because 197 is stacked. You know, they have me coming back as a returning finalist because the year before I got second. Mm-hmm. And I was on the team that was undefeated. We whooped everybody out every single tournament, 30-0 straight. We whooped out everybody. And then on top of that, let's see. Yeah, it's like I would say that year was just the best year of my life also. But this year was better than that year, if that makes sense. I don't know how to say that, but like it's
nah, man, you're just moving on up. Shit.
It's like the people that you lose with, those are the people that's really in your corner. There's not a lot of people. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of people at all. Those are your real people.
So let me ask you, how do you like to be approached after a loss? Can people approach you accordingly?
I'm the person.
How do you approach them? No, just tell me.
Oh, I don't talk to him.
No? You need time by yourself?
I wouldn't say that, but
The right people need to say the right shit.
It's the energy that's given though. Mm-hmm. So, example, I don't talk when I lose. I respond, but I know that's not what she's looking for. She wants me to talk to her. She wants me to say what's on my chest, say what's on my mind, right? But I'm not in that mood right now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, leave me alone. I answered your question. I'm peacefully saying, all right. Like, I'm the type to respond to you in a good manner. Everything's good. I'll get better than there is a tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Let's work. Let's get better. But for right now,
losing's a part of the fucking journey.
Yeah,
man.
but for right now, let me grieve. Like, let me grieve right now. You know, I took a big L. I just need to relax real quick, and you know, we could talk in like
process it.
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes, and we could talk.
Yeah,
that's me. But for my other people's, man, this year was so emotional. It's crazy. It's I was the last straw, and I kind of do regret that, you know. But I'm not going to live with that regret. I was the last straw for the team. So what that saying was, first round, everybody was winning. We was wiping through kids. It's us and Fresno just going, line to line, neck and neck. And then when quarterfinals came around, semifinals came around, we started dropping like flies, you know. And coming from last year, we was all winning like, yeah, we the dogs. But, you know, when you're on the other side getting that ass whooping, you know, you're going to see who really's in your corner. So, you know, everyone was just losing, and then it came to my turn. I was like, I'm not losing this. I'm the king. I'm going to conquer. I'm going to win. You know, I'm the caveman. I'm the caveman here. I'm the one that's raw. So, you know, I was thinking that mentality, you know, crawling into the ring is my thing, like John Jones, you know. That's like my get up, like that's me transforming into the animal, basically. Yes. You know, so, and you know, me and him, Rudy Garcia is his name. He's a really, really raw dude too. You know, he was raw in the north, I was raw in the south. You know, me and him, he lost in the northern regionals, which really surprised me. You know, that's how stacked the 197 weight class is. You know, there was just so many good kids, and you know, I had to face him later on in state in the first day, not even the second. So so I faced him, and you know, we're going neck and neck. It's like 3-1 the whole way. He's up because he got a final takedown in the second period, and then the third period he just held me down. He held me down, man. I couldn't. And the crazy part is that I was fighting like I was up every second. He would just return me every second, like just up, down, up, down, up, down. Like it was literally like that the whole time. And when I lost, back to the story about losing, my coach said, fuck that, man. Everybody get in the locker room. We all got in the locker room. Everybody tearing up. My friend Billy, he threw his phone against the wall. You know, he got people looking at him weird, and he walked off in the distance. He don't want to talk to nobody. You know, David, he came off a loss too. So, you know, we're just all in the corner. And he's like, look, man, I know we all lost, but we can still become fucking All-American, this and that. Like, don't give up. You know, he just gave us hope, basically. And then we all just came out on fire, man. We all just started winning matches back-to-back all the way to get third. David got second. My homie Billy got third. And, you know, a couple other people got third. So, you know, and we had one state champion on our team. One state champion. Christopher Bencourt is his name. He's a raw kid too. He's actually my eating partner, which is crazy. He's a 125 pounder and he eats more than me. Sick. But,
lucky ass.
But yeah, man. I have thousands of stories, man, about I could go on and on. I could go on and on, but yeah, man, I love that team. I really do. That team that I just came from, it was raw. It was really raw. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the team. So you mentioned eating. What are you eating on a day-to-day?
Well, right now,
right now. Actually,
I'm actually eating pretty good right now.
Not when you're cutting, but in season when you're training. So you're burning a shit ton of calories. How are you keeping weight on and not losing too much?
I was on like this caveman diet type of thing.
Just meats and nuts and berries and shit.
Everything that's not processed. So basically what that's saying is everything got to be whole. Don't when you cook meat, don't dry it out. Like I would, of course, like eat my steak like medium, not even medium well, like medium, you know. So I would just eat it like that. You know, eat vegetables, fruits, of course.
Single ingredient.
A whole bunch of rice and instant mashed potatoes. That's the only thing I really ate processed, like, you know. But other than that, like that's all I ate. That's really all I ate all season. And, you know, just sticking with...
like how I eat right now.
Yeah. Just
not
sticking
the mashed
with that.
potatoes. I'm not eating the instant mash.
But it really did change my body. Like, I was really looking at my body like, dude, like, I like this. Like, but I know I'm not going to do this after seasons. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's the part that I'm working on right now, is that I'm eating healthy right now, actually. Like, I'm actually eating pretty healthy. But I am sneaking in some little desserts here and there. But I'm doing way better than I was during this time last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I love the man that I am now than I was last year, for sure.
All right, so you said you want to focus just on wrestling because it helps you keep things clear. But you also have a goal of reaching the UFC eventually, you know, after your collegiate days. So are you doing any training else on the side, like stand-up training or anything?
Yeah, so that's what I was talking about with kickboxing, with Dewey. I probably can't.
So you're still doing that now?
Not right now at this instant, no. But I just moved back, so, you know, I'm just chilling right now, just working out all day, every day, but just push-ups and, you know, working on weights. But I do have to get back into standing up soon. So it's just, it all depends on the shoulder, really. I know it's probably like a couple more months before it's all healed up. But I just want to give it time to heal and get it stronger. So I want to be in the weight room every single day. I want to gain weight, as much weight as I can, before I got to cut back down. But the goal is to get into more kickboxing this year, open tournaments for wrestling, and one jiu-jitsu tournament. So that is my goal before the season starts.
Have you done jiu-jitsu at all?
I've done jiu-jitsu before.
Jiu-jitsu's a shit.
Oh, man. Shout out FTCC, I think the name is, and Coach Rivera also, Coach Taylor, and Coach Rob also. And they're really good. They're good too. He was an All-American wrestler too. When I first came in, I was just slamming people on their necks, but I was tapping out like 50 times. Because wrestling, you could wrestle anybody you want, but once they put you in that hole, you ain't going nowhere because you don't know how to get out, right? So I became a better wrestler also because jiu-jitsu is timing. That's the difference. But wrestling is just brawl. Look for a shot. That vision got to be there and go, right? But
maulers.
Yeah, exactly. But with
jiu-jitsu is relaxing, slowly getting in the position.
Yeah, find it, and hit it. Yeah,
explode.
So you got to like really look for it, and it's really an eye-catching thing with jiu-jitsu. It's not really more about strength. It's just really more about timing on where to go and where to squeeze. So, you know, I think I did a really good job, and I am proud to say I'm ready for a jiu-jitsu tournament.
I mean, shit, just from your wrestling background, you would be fantastic in jiu-jitsu, being able to get back on your feet or get people down and score points and then get back on your feet. You ain't even gotta submit anybody.
Yeah.
You know, if you went in there with no submission skills whatsoever, and just your wrestling background, you would fuck some shit up.
Yeah. They probably put me at a brown belt at least. All right, at least I'm
No, don't do my jujitsu homies like that.
No, I'm just playing. I'll just play. I know
I'm
they
about to
gonna
get
clown.
fucked up.
They gonna
She's like,
clown
yeah,
me.
they gonna be like, man, we heard.
Come to my gym. They gonna say, come to the gym.
Fucking brown belt. Oh shit.
Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, I stick to the white belt, man.
Yeah, I'm
still
still trying to get my stripes in white belt, man. Shit. I'll never go to jujitsu though. I only go to no-gi.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, no-gi?
Yeah, no-gi is my shit, man. I don't really like putting that hot ass fucking gi on.
When they put it around your neck on that gi.
Yeah, that shit gets me fucked up.
I never knew that they could do that before. I was like, bro, is he cheating? He cheating. He's like,
why you take my gi out on purpose?
He was like, nah, this is...
Stop taking my shit out, damn.
Yeah, man.
This is one dude named John, man. Shout out to John at Extreme Couture. He's a brown belt. I believe he's been at his brown belt. I think he got a stripe or some shit. I don't know. But anytime I roll with him, he likes to fuck around with me because he know he could beat my ass anytime he wants to. And I'm rolling with him, and he has me in full guard. And he pulls my gi out. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I just tucked my shit in. You watched me tuck it in. I think you're fucking with me right now. Tucks out the other side. Next thing I know, I'm on my back, and he's choking me out with my gi. And I'm like, oh, shit, I see why he did that shit now. That's why I don't really like gi. I understand the importance of it, and it kind of like in real world, it simulates like a jacket or something like that. We live in Vegas, man. We ain't wearing no fucking jackets too often. We got t-shirts and shit on. Let me see
always hot out here, man.
Let me see what the no-gi is all about.
Even though it's cold at night right now, it's warm in the daytime.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Look, I'm wearing this sweater and a beanie just for comfort. And you have a t-shirt on.
Yeah, I came in with a t-shirt.
Yeah, like, so it's like shit. It's not too bad outside. It's like cool 60 or 61. It's like, all right, let me get no gi going then.
Yeah, man, Vegas is beautiful.
So when you say you want to get a jiu-jitsu tournament in, are you talking about in Vegas or are you talking about wherever you're at college wise?
Probably in Vegas.
Definitely let me know. I'll pull up for sure.
Yeah, definitely gonna let everyone know. I'm thinking about I need at least a month or maybe a month and a half for training though, maybe later in March, when I get into the thing. And in May, I'm going to do the US Open. Now that's the big one. That's wrestling. That's the one I really am going to focus on because that's freestyle. And I've never done freestyle in my life. And that'll be something to, really be interesting about. I've never done open tournaments before.
That's in Vegas too?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Let me know all this shit.
But that's like where the big dogs go. Like that's Jordan Burroughs and like that's all them cats. Like, it's not just college. You're dealing with some grown ass men. So, but I'm not trying to sound cocky,
Fuck them grown ass
sounding
men.
as humble.
Fuck them old ass grown ass men.
Sounding as humble as I am, you know what I mean? I truly do believe I could hang with them, you know what I mean? I really do confidently believe that.
But your resume says for sure.
You know what I mean?
So it's like there's a fine line between I'm being humble and I need to give myself the respect I deserve to.
Exactly. Confidence. It's not cockiness, it's confidence.
Yeah. And I feel like people with lack of confidence and lack of I guess that dog in them, they're the ones that get confused with confidence and cockiness.
That's where I lost track. So I was talking about the kids that came in. It was like 60 kids and then ended up. So that's what I was talking about. A lot of kids didn't have confidence. I'm not going to say his name, of course.
I feel like a lot of people wrestle or fight to try to gain that confidence.
Yeah.
And when they see
you can't trash them for that.
I'm not getting it. That's when a lot of them quit.
Yeah.
I used to call them weekend warriors in boxing. Yeah, they'll come and train for a weekend and they'll never show up again.
Yeah, those are the weak ones, man. They, I remember I was with this kid. Not gonna say his name. I was just laying in, or what's it called? We shared a hotel room, and he was in one bed. I was in the other bed because it comes with two beds. And in the middle of the night, this is right before the tournament. I woke up. And I looked over because I kept hearing noise.
Oh, he did.
No, he didn't dip. He was just
say.
No. I was like this, and I was like hearing something. I was like, and I looked over, and he's just staring at the ceiling, thinking about life.
Oh.
And
was that going to be his first tournament or something?
No, he was deep in. He was
shit, okay.
like he lost a lot. He lost a lot. Like he got his ass whooped a lot. You know,
he contemplated if he really wanted that shit.
Yeah, and I tried to talk my best, like, hey, bro, like, stay, like, it's gonna get better. Like, I was in your position before. I promise I was in your position before. You have to stay and you have to keep going. As long as you keep going, you'll see the results. And he looked at me and he said, you know what, Nate, man, you're a dog, man. You're from a different cloth. And I was like, bro, I'm just like you, bro. Like, as long as you keep going, you'll be not just like me, but even better than me, bro. And he loved what I said, but he ended up quitting.
I feel like you could be successful and still not have that dog in you.
You know what I mean?
Who was it? Bryce Mitchell? Bryce Mitchell, he just suffered his first loss in the UFC. And immediately he was like, I'm done with this. I hurt. I'm done. I don't want to fight no more.
Yeah.
Not saying he doesn't have that dog, but I'm saying when the going gets tough and you really start contemplating, like, do I really want this shit?
Yeah, when tough times come, you know, that it's more than just fighting now. It's life that really hits you hard.
That switch in your mind. It's that on and off switch. Because
like,
if it's off, you ain't coming back.
It's like, bro, I just want to fucking quit, get a job, and do vacations. That's what I'm telling you, that's what every fighter thinks. I believe that's what every fighter thinks once in their career. At least.
It hurts.
At least.
It hurts, bro. Man. Hell yeah, y'all got to think about that shit.
I'm telling you, man, like, you just think like, dude, I put in all this work and I keep failing, or I keep going 10 steps backwards with 1 step forward. They they think that, like, why am I here? Right? So they start thinking like that. And, you know, it gets to some people. It does. Yeah. It gets to some people.
Especially
really
if your peers are experiencing success and you're not. Then it's like, what am I doing wrong? Then you have those 1,000,001 questions in your mind.
Exactly. I've asked myself that many, many years. This one knows right here, like, you know, I think last year's loss was even tougher than this year's, you know. Last year's, it was embarrassing. Like, getting pinned in the finals is embarrassing. It's way more embarrassing than the loss. You know, getting pinned on your back in the finals is like bro, it make you look like a bitch, right?
Yeah, especially in your situation in wrestling. It's like you literally have another grown man.
Another grown man.
You can't.
Another grown man. Yeah, another grown man. A whole grown man.
You feel vulnerable,
right? And, you know, he's screaming over you, like, I got the dub. And you just sit there like,
think I'm going to sock this motherfucker.
Yeah. But you can't.
That's just sock his ass in his fucking head.
You know, I didn't cry or anything either. Yeah. I was just like, you know what? He won fair and square. You know, I was too naive. I picked him up on the double. I had him high in the air, but too high, because I slammed him extra hard.
Did you go over?
Yep. I rolled over to my back. Yep. And yeah, man, I just remember, you know, going back to the house and just laying there. No tears, no nothing. I was just like, all for nothing. I was thinking about just quitting. I was like, dude, that's it. Like, I was like, bro, I put in so much work. Why am I still here? But
what is your why?
My why is, one, you know, sticking with God and family. You know, what they do is they bring me up. It's crazy you asked me that question, because Coach Chris, or Makati, he asked me that all the time, and I couldn't find it until now. Family, I believe, is the number one answer. God, of course, but family is the number one answer, because I see where I come from. I'm not saying I'm from a deep struggle or anything like that, but everyone struggles. It doesn't matter if you're from the hood. It doesn't matter if you're not from the hood. Like, everyone struggles in some type of way. And the way that I struggled is because, you know, I just remember that my pops, he's stuck in a way that says, like, hey, man, I'm just going to work for the rest of my life, right? And, you know, my mom, same way. I want to be that person to try to get out, you know? And, you know,
change that 9 to 5.
Change that mentality. 9 to 5. Yeah, you know, you have a chance, so why not take it? You know, and also with that, saying, you know, growing up here in Las Vegas, when I was we moved out of Detroit due to gang reasons also. So we moved into a better place, of course. So Vegas is a great place. But even then, you know, me and my you know, the parents had split up, and then, you know, eviction notices just started coming through the door like crazy. Like we would go house to house to house. It was crazy. And it would get so bad that I would literally just go around asking like each store at like 12 years old, 11 years old, you know, if they were hiring for my dad, you know, because the job wasn't paying for enough. So I would help my dad. But me not knowing the world, of course, because I was so young, like, man, I would just say that, you know, doing this sport and trying to get out, not just for the money, but for happiness. Mm-hmm. That's where it's at. Because if I see my family happy, I'm happy. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, of course the money gonna be good. Of course the money gonna be great. But, you know, just to worry about not having to worry about that next bill. You know what I mean? And, oh, let's go to the movies or something. You know, not even the vacation, just the movies, you know? Mm-hmm. Just having those dates with your family, like, that's happiness to me. That really is. Like, just being happy. You know, it could be
the little things. You gotta embrace the little things.
It's the little things, man.
Not every family is fortunate to have those little things.
I'm trying to tell you, everybody look at Money Mayweather. They look at all these cats, and, you know, they got all the money, yes. And me, I really do think, you know, some people may disagree with me, but money can buy happiness in some type of way.
If you come up with no money and you get money, you're probably gonna be happy.
You're gonna be happy
because when you're younger, you understand the value of the dollar.
Yeah,
every single one. You're not blowing that shit. So when you have that good little bit of money, you appreciate it, and you learned how to be happy without money. So now, in theory, money should only add to and not create the happiness.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, happiness is something that, you know, every man, I believe, is looking for in some type of way. Even no matter how tough it is, you know what I mean? You know, you going to come at a dead end where you can't do it no more. Everybody got their judgment day. Yeah. You know what I mean? So everybody going to, you know, they're going to see, they going to want to say or want to hang out with their family one last time. And me, like I said, what is my why? It has to be happiness. It has to be happiness and getting above water. Getting above water. I don't say get rich. I say getting above water. That means being wealthy enough to like this house, man. Like, you know what I mean? And having,
thanks, bro.
Yeah. Like,
I must be doing something right.
You know what I mean? Shit. Like having dogs and stuff like that. Like
you said it earlier. Being able to go to the movies.
I'm trying to tell
Let's
you.
just go to the movies and not worry about it.
I'm trying to tell you, like, being rich.
Let's go out to eat.
Exactly. Denny's, I don't give a fuck. You and me, like, we're having our time. You know what I mean? And that right there, nobody can take away. Nobody can take away.
Having that financial freedom to be able to go to the store and buy something without looking at the price tag.
Exactly.
That is what everybody should strive for. Because this whole facade that social media puts on of being rich, that ain't life, man.
The Andrew Tate shit. Like,
few lucky motherfuckers that get to experience that. All the rest of us are going through this.
We will all love to be in Andrew Tate's position or not his position, but, you know, have the money that he has and, you know what I mean? And, you know, ball like he does and all the women that he has and, you know, all that. But at the same time, you know, you gonna miss something. You gonna miss a part of life. And that part of life is, you know, starting a family. Yeah.
It's the day-to-day that you put in, the fucking grind that you put in on the mats every single fucking day. That's what you got to fall in love with.
Yeah, the journey on the way to the top.
Yes.
That's something, and, you know,
all of those experiences that you create through the struggle
and all the people you meet too. Like,
man, yes, all the people meeting you right now. I never thought I'd sit down and talk to a two-time All-American badass motherfucker.
Man,
and this podcast is.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me,
man.
For sure.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man. Even the people that I shout out, every single person that I shouted out has helped me get to where I am today. It's not just I'm shouting them out because they're hard. Like, no, like.
No, they played a big role in the success that you're experiencing.
I'm saying it because they helped me and I helped them. Yeah, like they really did help me. Like, even though, like, you know, I might have some disagreements with them, I might not, but, you know, they helped me. Like, they really, like, you know, they see me and I barely tear up. You know what I mean? And, you know, they see me in my worst stages before, and they're like, dude, you have to keep going. Mm-hmm. You cannot stop. Like, you are blessed to have this. Like, you have to keep going. If you stop now, like, what you gonna do next? You got to start. You got to start from the bottom now.
It's a waste.
Yeah, you got to start from the bottom and work up now. You're already 22 and you're doing great. So you might as well keep going what you got and add to whatever's on the outside with that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man.
Because I look at a lot of opportunities. I had such like a closed mindset for a long time of my life. Mm-hmm. I didn't think certain things were possible. I didn't think having a house was possible. You know, because of my upbringing and the people around me, right? But the things that I've done in the last few years, or even with the military, right? I've done so many things. I'm like, oh shit, like, you can kind of do whatever the fuck you want if you work really fucking hard. Mm-hmm. And the experiences that I've been fortunate enough to have in the last few years, or even this year, just this year, gives me the motivation to keep grinding, keep on putting in that work every single fucking day when I'm tired, waking up early, going to bed late, you know, the yah that everybody talks about. Yeah. When you're actually the person putting in that work and you stay true and honest to yourself, you're going to get to pay. Those dividends are going to be paid out to you tenfold, bro. And yeah, keep doing what you're doing. I'm excited to see what you make this journey of yours.
And everybody's going to respect you too. At the end,
what's more important to you? I heard this recently. What's more important to you, respect or loyalty?
That's a good question. That's a 50-50 ball right there, man. You know, loyalty runs deep. You know, but with loyalty comes respect. I mean, how you gonna have somebody disrespect you but be loyal to you? That's a good question. Hard. Yeah, that's a good question, man. The secret daughter.
Oh, like she's peeking. She's saying, "Daddy, I'm hungry." All right, man. We're gonna end that podcast right there.
For sure.
Loyalty or respect, man, and our pursuit of happiness. Hold on one second.
Can I get your answer real quick? What you think?
I'm taking respect.
Respect.
I'm taking respect. You don't gotta be loyal to me. You know, I'll be loyal to myself, but at the end of the day, you're gonna fucking respect me, or else you ain't gonna be in my life. Period. Because I put in enough work that I demand the respect of everybody around me. And if you don't have to give me respect. You don't have to respect me.
Yeah.
But you gonna hit that fucking road too.
See, you teaching me something right now. That's some good knowledge.
Fuck loyalty. I don't even need it, bro. I got enough friends that love me and respect me to the fullest.
Love that answer. Yeah. Love it.
Hey, man, that sums it up for this episode of Talk Smack with Mac. Nate, I appreciate it.
Yes.
I wish you the best in life, man. I wish you the best in your journey of getting to the UFC. I think you're going to do it. You're a badass motherfucker from what I've seen, and you're a very humble person, too, after sitting down and talking to you for the last hour and a half. I only want to see you do big things, man, and mad respect to you.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Yes,
thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk smack.